have some Linux servers. I want to try to use that to practice.
Okay. So first of all, let me show you the interface a little bit, the graphical interface. Okay. So here I have a machine which is on right now. And if I want to log in this machine, I've used the root user. And if I want to log in as another user, I can also do that. So for now, we are going to log in with root user. So go to not listed, give the username, next, the password for that user, and then we will be able to go to the system. If you want to enable the internet connection, for that, you just need to go here on the right top hand side, wired connection, and just click on connect. So for now in my machine, it will not connect because I have to change the settings from bridged to net.
Okay.
In your case, in 90% cases, bridge will work. But in my case, I have configured DHCP and all that. That's why bridge will not work here.
Okay.
Net. Okay. So now in my machine, internet has been connected, and one way was to log in via graphical user interface using the VMware. Another way is you can access via SSH. Okay. You
Yeah.
can take remote access. So for that, internet must be enabled. IP should be assigned on your system. So an IP will be assigned by default here. Okay, one more thing. If I want to run any command in the system, for that I have to open the terminal here. And there are multiple ways to open the terminal. First way is that you can either directly go to activities, and then here we can find the terminal. And now I can run any command I want. If I want to check the IP address, then the command for that is if config, and here is my IP. Okay.
That's if config to check the system IP.
Right. If config to check the IP address of your system.
Yeah, I know this one. So this inet is the system IP.
Right. The IPv4 address. INET6 is the IPv6 address. Okay. So we have to use the first one. So just
This
copy that.
this IP, is it automatic?
Yeah. It has been assigned by DHCP.
Okay.
So it is assigned. It is. We don't have to do anything. As soon as you just enable the connection here, your system will get an IP address. Okay. So now what we need to do, if I want to take access via SSH, we have to copy this IP address. Then from Windows, if you want to take SSH, you need to install some third-party tools like MobaXterm is there, or another one is that is Putty is there,
Or Excel.
or Excel is there. So from MobaXterm, what you need to do is just open it, go to session. Here we want to create an SSH session, IP address of your machine, tick on this specify username and provide the username here. And then port number, if it is different, so by default it is 22. We don't have to change anything. And then just click on OK. Let's wait for it. So now it is asking for the password of root user. I'm going to give the password and then enter. Whether you want to save the password or not. So for now, no. And we are on our machine, which is rel server. And here too, the machine name is same. Okay. So if you want to access your machine over the network, then you can use SSH. So if you are using MobaXterm, then you can just go to session and create a session. If you are using putty, in that case, you have to provide the username here, root at the rate IP address 192.168.62.128, and then just click on open. Yes. And now we just have to provide the password here.
Sorry, what did you use? Roots at 1 2 something. The IP address, right?
At the rate IP address.
Okay.
And then it will ask you for the password and you will be able to log in. Okay. So like this, we can connect from internet if we want, from network if we want. Then, yeah. If you are using MobaXterm, there is a plus point that you can save a session there. If you are using putty, you have to log back in again and again once you have closed this. If I close this session, the next time I open putty, I have to type the IP address and everything again.
I don't like putty.
So you can use this one, MobaXterm.
Most organizations they use a Eggshell because Eggshell provides some more features.
Yeah, if you are using Excel, that's better to. If you are using that one, then you can directly access from the command line. You just have to write the command SSH on root user at the rate IP address of your machine. Yes, and then the password. You are on your server. So it's totally up to you.
This is command prompt.
Yeah, this is the command prompt. So if you have installed Excel, then after that you will be able to use the command prompt directly to take SSH. Okay. Up to you, whichever way you want to use for accessing the machine. Okay, so let's go back to our machine again. So one way of opening the terminal was to go to activities and then open the terminal. Another way is just press the window key. This will come, either select it from here or just type TER. So terminal will come and then press enter. This is the second way. Third way is that you can press Alt with function 2 key. So Alt F2. A command prompt will come where you have to write the command gnome hyphen terminal. So that graphical terminal will open here and you can run your command. And each terminal have its unique ID. If you just type TTY, this terminal ID is DEVPTS0. If I type TTY here, this one is PTS1. If I open another terminal, PTS2.
Okay. So TTY misdemeanor.
Yeah. So now, okay, one more thing before going to that part. If someone asks you what is Linux, what will you tell him?
So Linux is an operating system that
Linux
enables
is
user, yes, it's an operating system that enables user to interact with the system.
that if I say Linux is not an operating system, we have operating system which are based on Linux, like this Red Hat. Red Hat is a Linux based operating system. CentOS is a Linux based operating system. Ubuntu is also a Linux based operating system. So what Linux actually is, Linux is a
Kernel.
kernel. Okay. And
Linux is the kernel.
right. So Linus Torvalds, Linus Torvalds created Linux kernel in 1991. Okay. So since then, multiple, we can say many people just downloaded that kernel and then created operating system based on that kernel. Okay, as Linus Torvalds created the kernel and made it an open source kernel, or open source software, you can say. So what is open source? Whose source code is available freely without any charges. So multiple people just downloaded that kernel and created their own operating system based on that particular kernel. And
sorry, when you mean with this open source, when we say open source, that means you're saying the code is available.
right. Their
So,
source code is available.
Where is the code?
The internet.
Okay,
you just have to go, yeah. Source code is available freely on the internet. You just have to go to the internet and download it.
So if I type Linux code, it's going to like pop up on internet.
I think the website is kernel.org. Yeah. So you can download the code from here. Okay.
Kernel.org.
So as it was open source, as anybody can download it. So those who know how to develop that, how to make changes in that particular kernel, they just downloaded it.
Sorry, kernel.org, kernel.org.
Kernel.org.
Okay.
So let's say I gave you a blank sheet of paper, a blank canvas I've given you, and just like that I've given a blank canvas to 10 more people. And if I tell all of you that you have to draw a car on that particular canvas, so what are the chances that all the 11 people will draw the same model of the car? What is the probability of that?
I don't get you.
Okay, let's say I have given you this particular MS Paint file. Okay, just like this, I have given 9 more people the same paint file, and I have told you that you have to draw a car.
Okay.
What is the probability that all 10 people will draw the same car of same company, of same model, of same color? What is the probability of that?
It should be 1/2. That should be 1/2.
Yeah. Or we can say very low probability, very low chances are there that all 10 people will draw the same car, because many cars are available. Let's say you are drawing a car which is of BMW. I'm drawing a car which is of Audi. Another one is drawing Ferrari. Another one is drawing a Lambo. So multiple choices will be there depending on the person, depending on the mentality of that person, depending on their choices.
Oh,
just like that, if I have given you a particular set of code and I have told you that you have to make changes in that code. Let's say you are a IT personnel. Okay, and let's say I'm a hacker. Another one is there who is a gamer. So three different professions are here, and same set of codes have been provided to all of those. So depending on their need, they will change the set of code. If you are an IT
Okay.
personnel, you will be changing it. Like say you want to increase the performance.
Yes.
I'm a hacker. I want to increase. I want to focus on the
Security.
security.
Yes.
A gamer is there. He want to increase its speed.
Speed, yeah. Right.
Similarly, developer will be there. Will focus on different things.
Oh,
Just
understand.
like that.
Oh, so that is it is how we have different flavors of Linux.
Correct. So different flavors of Linux came into picture. Different flavors of Linux, and we also call them Linux distributions. Distributions, or we can say Linux distros. You can say any of this. It is there. Is there
Yes.
Ubuntu, Kali Linux, SUSE Linux, and I think Mint is there. Mandriva. Multiple operating systems, multiple flavors have been created using the same kernel of Linux. Okay. So most of the commands in all of these operating system, all of these distributions are same, but some commands are different. Like in Red Hat, if you want to install a particular package, then you can use yum command. If you're using CentOS, then in that case you can use yum. In Kali, you can also use yum, but in Ubuntu, it uses apt-get.
Yes, also SUSE.
Or in also SUSE, that also
Yes.
different. So depending on the operating system, the commands may differ, but most of the commands will be same. So now the question arises that what is a kernel? We said that Linux is a kernel, and based on that kernel, multiple distributions have been created. But what is a kernel? It is a set of program, a set of drivers, you can say, which is used for communicating to the hardware. Because just
a set of drivers.
Let's say this one is your hardware. Let me increase the size a little bit. So this right here is your hardware. You want to communicate with that hardware. So in general terms, which let's say if I want to tell a non-IT personnel that they want to communicate with a hardware, what they should use. So the answer that they will tell is most probably an operating system. We will use an operating system to communicate with the hardware.
Yes.
But as an IT personnel, the kernel is communicating with the hardware. We are not directly communicating with the hardware. So kernel is there, which is communicating with the hardware, which is converting the language which we are providing, the instructions which we are giving to the kernel into machine language, so that the hardware can understand whatever the signal which we have sent, whatever the command which we have sent to that particular machine.
So the kernel take the command from user and convert to bytecode.
Right. But the kernel also we don't directly interact with the kernel too. There is another application, which we can say another interpreter, which takes the command from us and feed it to the kernel. That is called shell.
Sure.
In Windows, we have CMD. Whenever we want to write any command, we go to command prompt or PowerShell. In Linux, before we used sh shell, and now we use bash shell.
Nice. Okay.
And user applications are also there. User applications can also communicate with the hardware, with the kernel, and the kernel will
Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you now. Yeah. Hello.
Now, yeah.
Hello.
So, yeah, Solomon, am I audible now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say I want to
Sorry,
create.
can I ask a question? Do you have a book on
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to send the book. Just a minute.
So,
I'll send you right now. It's CSA.
under content.
Where did it go? Just give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
I'm audible. Yeah. Okay. Just send. Okay, I've sent you both the books, RH124 and RH134. I'll show it to you. So right now we are doing the first part, RH124. So in this, right. So the first and the second, right now we are doing the second part in which accessing the command line is there. Then you can also check the quiz for checking whether you are doing the work or not. Or later, at the end of each chapter, there will be a lab like this. Okay. So in that lab, most of the commands will be there, like basic commands in the first chapter. Basic commands are there. So solution will also be there. So you can verify whether you are doing the commands right or not. If you are stuck at particular command, you can review from here. So right now we are at second part, second chapter, in which accessing the machine and accessing the terminal which we have discussed here. After that, we will move on to the next basic commands. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay.
So
So
you were saying
user,
you were saying the user for the user to interact with the hardware. So it's not like the user is interacting directly. So the kernel is there, then the kernel, then the shell, then the user application. So under user application, what do we have?
like this one, which we are using correct right now, the Paint, MS Paint, that
Okay,
is a
thank-
user
okay,
application.
these application, okay. Application
Right.
software.
So, or you can say user utilities in short. So using these, this part between the red blocks, between the user and hardware, it comprises of operating system. So operating system comprises of kernel, shell, user applications, and other utilities, and then it is called an operating system.
Okay.
So here, if we talk about shell, so right now in Linux we are using bash shell. So mainly shell can also be divided into two types. First one is interactive shell. And another one is non-interactive shell. Well, as the name suggests, you can interact with that shell. You can run the commands on that particular shell, like sh in an interactive shell. Similarly, bash is also an interactive shell. Non-interactive, we have /sbin/no login, which is mainly provided to system users which are available in the system, which works in the background. They don't need a particular shell to run the command in the front end on the terminal.
Yeah, I see people use this no login. I did not understand. People use this a lot. No login. I'm like, what is no login?
Yeah, mainly for now, you will get confused if I go that deep in the no login shell.
Of course. No, not
yeah,
now.
we will discuss this when we do the users part.
Okay.
Okay. So for now, just remember that we are using bash shell right now. If you want to use sh shell, you can also do that. But bash is the advanced version, or you can say the improved version of sh. So it is better to use that. So if we go to the system again, this one is our bash shell. Where first of all, what it is showing us, the username of the user from which we are currently logged in. So currently we are logged in with root user @ name of the machine, or you can say host name of the machine. So we are on rel server. Then this tilde expression, which is showing here, it represents the home directory of current user.
Roots.
Okay. So let me just copy and add it here. Shell, in shell we have two types, interactive and non-interactive. Which is there, bash is there. Here we have has been no login. What it represents here, first of all, the username. @
Host name.
machine, host name. At this tilde expression, it shows us the current directory in which we are at right now. If we are logged in with super user, or we can say the admin user of the system, then hash will be there. If we are logged in with a local user, then $sign will be there. Let me show you here. On this machine, I have another user, which is rmel. So if I want to switch user, I want to go to that user, I can use this command, su switch user hyphen and then the username. So if you check here now, rmel @rel, and here it is showing us $sign. But if you check it here, both of these locations are showing tilde expression. Okay. But if you want to check the present working directory, then we have a command pwd. Here, L tilde expression, it is showing us that pwd is home rmel. If I exit from here, I'm back on root again. If I check pwd here, what it is showing us?
Roots.
Root. So what this tilde expression represents? Represents the home directory of current user. No matter which user you are logged in with, it shows the home directory of that user.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to list the content, for that we have a command ls. So multiple files are here, multiple directories are available. Directories are in blue color, files are in normal white color. If I want to change a directory, then I can use cd and then the directory name. Let's say I want to go to documents. So documents. Now it is showing us documents here because our present working directory is this one. We are currently in documents directory. Okay, so we can change the locations like this, but let's say let me create an scenario here. So if we talk about Windows, in Windows, if you want to go to any directory, first of all, what you need, where you need to go? you need to open this PC.
Yeah, PC, yeah.
Then you can either go to C drive or E drive or whichever directory you want. Okay, let's say I want to go to games directory, then I have to go to E drive and then games. If I want to go to documents, then I have to go back and then documents. So just like that, if you want to change the directories in Linux graphically, you can also do that. The file manager is there, just open that and you can change the directories from here. It is on home directory of current user. Multiple directories are available: desktop, document, download, music, pictures. If you want to go to other locations, here we have the main directory that is called slash. So just like in Windows, it starts with this PC. In Linux, everything starts with slash. So the top directory in Linux is slash. On slash, we have multiple directories like root is there, boot is there, dev is there, etc, usr, bin, xbin, home, where, and what was there? Right, run is there, and some more directories are available. But main these directories are there. So each directory have a purpose of their own. Just like if we go to C drive, here multiple folders are available. In users, all the files related to the user are available. If we go to the Windows directory, all the files related to booting system, or you can say Windows operating system, are available. If we go to program files, x86 or program files only, then all the softwares which we have installed will be available. So each folder have a purpose of its own. Just like that, in Linux too, each and every directory have a purpose. Like first of all is root. On slash, there is a directory root, which is the home directory of the admin user of Linux, root. Okay. Another one is boot directory, which stores the booting related files for Linux. Then we have dev, which stores all the files which are related to storage device. If you are attaching a pen drive, if you are attaching an external hard disk, or if you have an CD drive or anything, whatever related to storage devices will be available in dev. In etc, all the configuration files will be there. In usr, all the manual page and software related files will be there. Then these two are main, bin and hasbin. Bin and hasbin both stores the commands which we can use in the system. But in bin, all the commands in the bin can be used by any user in the system. All the users can use. If it is a system user, it can use the if it is an admin user, they can use the command. If it is a local user, they can also use that command. As for sbin, only those users can use the commands from sbin who have the admin rights. Okay. Like if I switch to rmel user first, su-rmel. And one more thing, you can always use tab. Tab completion is available in Linux, and it is very, we can say, good thing that they have created. If you are stuck with anything in Linux, you can use tab. Like if I press tab once, nothing happened. But if I press tab twice, it will show me all the users whose name starts with A. If I press R and then tab once, only one match was there, it completed that match. And now just press enter. Similarly, if I want to run the command user add, let's say I remember the command till this part, only user. After that, I forgot the command. I can use tab. Just press tab twice. It will show you all the commands in which user is written. So if I want to add a user, so user add, and then let's say Solomon. So I tried running this command with a local user. That's why I was not able to run the command, because user add command is placed in Aspen. Okay. After that, in home directory, all the directories of local users will be available. Let's say, for example, in my system, we have two users, SRK and Solomon. So each user will have a isolated directory in which they will work. Okay. SRK will not be able to go to Solomon's home directory. Solomon will not be able to go to SRK's home directory. Only the root user have the rights to go to any other user's home directory. Otherwise, a local user will not be able to go to other user's home directory. Okay. Then in where variable data is stored, in run, we can say the runtime data is stored. As soon as you shuts your system down, whatever data is available in run, it will be deleted. And in temp, temporary files are available. So why I created this is because, let's say on root, multiple directories are available. Documents was there. And another one, let's say downloads is there. And just for example, in downloads, again, two directories are available. A, B, and in B directory, another one is available, that is C. So when I ran the command pwd, it showed me this output that I am on /root. Okay.
Yes.
Now I want to go to this B directory. What command should I run?
To change directory.
Right, to change directory. Currently I am on /root and I want to go to B directory. What are the possible commands that I can run here? 1, 2, 3, how many you know?
It's a CD. Then the name of the directory.
Mhm.
The name of the directory. The
Yes,
name of the
tell me.
directory. Like downloads.
Downloads.
So this will take you to download. Then
Right.
if you're in download, you can access each of the directory in download, A or B.
Right. Then I can run another command like this, cd and then
Yes.
b. And if I want to combine both of these commands, then I can use it like
See
this.
this download // Yeah,
Slash
backslash.
cd downloads / and b.
Yes.
So I can use this command. This is the first command. First way we can say. Another way is what we can start from the top directory from /. So first of all, on / we have a directory root. On root we have a directory downloads. On downloads we have B.
But you're already on root, so why use root again?
Right. So in some cases, this one is not that much what we say short, or we can say beneficial for us. In some cases, this command is better. Okay. So this is the relative path and this is called the
Absolute path.
absolute path. So it's up to us whether we want to use the relative path or the absolute path. Let's say I used any of these commands and now I'm on this directory P and I want to go to Solomon directory. What command should I run?
You want to enter Solomon user, Solomon as a user.
Yeah, Solomon
Right.
users directory.
You just SU.
No. I don't want to switch to that user. I
Okay,
want to
don't
go
switch
to
to
that
user.
user. Right.
From root.
Yeah, and one more thing.
Okay, you just say CD home.
Just a minute. From this location, from this B location, I want to go to Solomon users home directory using the relative path and the absolute path, both. So try guessing both of the commands, the absolute one and the relative one. And before that, one more thing I have to tell you, that there are two special directories which we can use here. One is dot and another one is double dot. Dot represents the present directory and this double dot represents the parent directory. So now using these special directories, try guessing the path to Solomon users home directory from B directory using the absolute path and the relative path.
I would say CD. If I'm in B directory, download B. So I would say CD dot double dot. If you take me to the parent directory,
Right.
which is root, then I can say, sorry, wait. I can say CD dot slash Solomon. CD dot then space a slash, yes. Is it double slash or single slash? I can't remember. Then the partner Solomon. Home Solomon.
Another one.
Yes.
Okay, home Solomon. Is this correct?
It's something like this, if I can remember.
Okay. First of all, let's talk about the absolute path. Absolute path always starts from the slash. So CD start from the slash home slash. It doesn't matter where we are at right now. If you are using absolute path, you have to start from the slash. So if I run this command, I will be able to go to that directory. As for the relative path, in relative path, what we do, we just go to that same directory, but step by step from our current location. So if I write CD double dot, I will go back to the parent directory. Parent directory for B is downloads. I will be at downloads. If I use again CD double dot, I will be on the parent directory of downloads. That means root. Then again CD double dot, I will be on slash. And once I've reached on slash, I can go to home and then Solomon. And if I combine all these, we just have to separate them using slash. So CD dot slash dot another slash home and Solomon. So in some cases, absolute path may be better. In some cases, relative path may be better. I just told you this because later we will be using both of these. In some cases, we will be using the absolute one, and in some cases, we will be using the relative path. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, okay. If I exit from here, I'm back on root again. Okay. If I want to clear my screen, I can either use the shortcut that is Control plus L, or I can use the clear command. Okay. Then, okay, one more thing. We talked about CD command. CD, and then whatever location we want to go on the target, we will provide that target. But if I run CD command without any argument, where it will take us? It will take us to the home directory of the current user. If I just write CD and then enter, I'm back on /root. Okay. So if you run CD command without any argument, you can go back to the current user's home directory. And we have a command date, by which we can check the date and time of our system. If I want to change the format of date command, I can also do that using this plus %, and then if I put A, it will only show me today's day in abbreviated form. If I used capital A, it will show me in full form. If I used B, it will show me the month name. Capital B will show me the month name in full. If I use D, then date, capital D, date in full, month, date, and year. Okay. But if you want to check all the options which are available, what command should we use?
Date. You want to use all the yes.
I want to check all the what we say, all the format file output format which are available here. In short, you want to get some help related to date.
Okay. Okay. I think you say date, then help the help. You put help.
Right. Date space -- help. So it will show you all the output format which are available here. You can use any of these. It also tells you the command out syntax, how the command you should use the command date option, and if you want to put a format, then first of all +, and then whatever format you want to use, %, strq, anything. So one way of getting help is the command name space -- help. Okay. Another way of getting help is man command. You can use man, then space, and the command of which you want to get the help of. So man space date, it will open the manual page related to date command. What date command does? It print or set the system date and time. What is the synopsis? First of all, date, then option, then format. In description, all the options will be available. If you want to quit from here, you can press Q. You will be back on your shell. Okay. So if we talk about the command syntax, whenever you are using a command, first of all, the command will be there. Then you can put the options, finally the target. Okay. What is the options, or we can say what are the options? Using the options, we can behavior of our command. By using options, we can change the behavior of the command. Like if I run ls, it is showing me all the content which is available on my current directory. But if I want to check the details of these directories and files, I can use ls-l. Output is a little bit different. Content is same, but the output, the format of those particular output is different. Now I am able to check the timestamp, the owner and group of that directory, the permission of that particular file or directory. Okay. So I think it is enough for today.
Yeah.
Because you are losing a little bit interest.
Not, no, I know all these ones. I know.
Right.
No, I'm seeing some mails from because we
Right.
start to work by 9 o'clock. So,
Okay.
and I know how to use a man command, and how to use ls, and how to use. But
Okay.
I did gain. I gained today because I normally hear shell. What is the shell? What? So shell is just the terminal you're working on.
Yeah, the terminal is the application by which we are accessing the shell.
Sure. So this the commands. Are you referring the command? The command is shell.
Yeah, where we are running the command, like terminal is the user application, and by using
Yes.
that user application, we are accessing the shell. This is by shell.
Okay. The environment is the shell.
Right. If I want to switch to sh shell, I can just write sh here. Now I am on sh shell. If I want to go to bash again,
That
either.
is a different command.
Hmm?
In sh shell, it's a different command.
No, commands are same. The
Same.
functionality is different. Like in bash, they differentiated the directories and files with colors. But in sh, all the files and directories are same color.
Okay.
Just a minute. Let me copy all these commands. And yeah. So let me know if there is any issue with the session. Like if you want to change something, the way of teaching anything, just let me know.
No. It's perfect.
Let me
It's
just
perfect.
create
I
a
don't have
direct.
any problem. It's perfect.
Today is 31/08/2021. Okay. So tomorrow
So
we
if I may
will.
ask which, to your from your experience, which Lenovo laptop will you prefer? Which laptop will you prefer? That's very strong. From your experience.
Like, let me know if your budget is a little bit tight, then you can go with the HP. And if you have the budget to invest in that, then you can go with Dell or
Dell,
Lenovo
Dell
too. But
Lenovo.
one or two of my colleagues were using Lenovo, and after they have installed some extra applications in that, their system started to get slow.
Yeah, because I'm using Lenovo.
Yeah.
I have some things installed, and now it's very slow.
Right. Let me, because like I'm using HP laptop and I've been using this laptop since last 5 or 6 years. I just increased the RAM in that, no doubt. Before it was 4 GB and now I've increased it to up to 16 GB. So if you are going to buy a laptop, so check that it should at least have 8 GB of RAM. Or if you are going with 4 GB, then it should have an SSD.
Yes, yeah.
You are not planning to buy an SSD, then you can go with 8 GB of RAM with HDD. That's perfect. i5 processor is good. Ouch. So,
Okay. Thank you so much.
okay.
Thank you. So
Okay,
see you
well,
tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.